The stories we make today would not exist without the wondrous tales of the dreamtime of First Nations people that inspired us as children. We acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, the traditional owners and storytellers of the land we record on today, and would like to pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging.
Hello and welcome to the Book of War and Avatar Legends Real Play. My name is Jesse. No, the story of 14. The story of 14, seeking balance in a world without the Avatar. My name is Jesse Thomas, and I play Minh FANG, the Foundling. He, him, a runaway from the Earth Kingdom who found a new home for themselves in the Northern Water Tribe while hiding from deadly family secrets. Hey. And while we don't have all the secrets just yet, one secret that's finally out, Minh FANG is an earthbender. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, if you missed it, there's also rocks.
Then go back and listen to the episode.
Go back and listen, you idiot. There's rocks in the knots in the end of his rope, and that's why he's particularly good at swinging it about and throwing it everywhere. And yeah,
the rope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I'll get a chance to earthbend. But yeah, Minh FANG, mini
FANG.
Don't like that. It's too late now. It's there. Min's an earth.
Yeah.
Minh truly is an earthy boy.
You'll notice that his mother starts referring, now Minnie, you know what you need to do.
Absolutely not.
Hi, my name is Lucas. I play Tomo, he, him, a lost boy turned smooth criminal who prefers his dumplings steamed, not fried, and getting the job done quickly and quietly. We don't talk about Tomo.
Correction, no one else talks about Tomo.
Tomo.
Yeah, well, I mean, so he prefers his dumplings a certain way. He also, I guess, prefers his women a certain way. But let's not get into that too much.
Hello. My name is Georgie Hazel, and I play Nuro, the Destined, they, she, he, a
runaway.
runaway from the foggy swamp kingdom.
Themselves on ships and miles.
Nuro is a child from the strange and beautiful foggy swamp. Due to the threat of war, Nuro had to leave their swamp, but there might be more to this little swamp child than meets the eye. I guess also Nuro got a little bit of a reveal in that they, in their childhood at some point, had a little adventure in the swamp in which they could not be felt by anyone for a while there. So, yes.
High and low Gonskis.
High and low Gonskis, yes. I would also like to thank Damien for making fan art of Nuro. That literally made my day. Thank you so much. Fan art for Nuro. That's so cool.
Nuro couldn't be felt by anyone, but Banji could be felt by everyone.
Okay.
My name's Ted Darling.
What is this energy?
Wow.
What is this?
I know, there's some chaos here.
My name's Ted Darling. I play Banji the Guardian, he, him, a defector from the Fire Nation army who has instead chosen to use his strength to protect the vulnerable. At the end of last episode, Banji had a really special moment and is now the guardian of a dragon in universe, which is very exciting, very unexpected, and I really look forward to seeing how that plays out.
My name is Ash. I am the GM, the Grand Master Goose Monkey.
Gum.
Truth be told, I was thinking about something to say. However, I think just you at home need to know we just ate some of the best pizzas that we've ever eaten in our lives.
Yeah.
And somehow or another, we have reverted back to children. That's the only excuse I can give to our current behavior. But I'm not giving you an apology because it's great.
Yeah.
It's definitely not the whiskey. No.
That's fine. No. Fun little occurrences happened when you two, Lucas and Ash, were at Conquest. You ran into someone that is adjacent to me that doesn't know about it doesn't know about the show until now.
Sisters, brothers, boyfriends, cousins, dogs, trainers.
My partner's sister's friend went to Conquest not knowing about our show and now does. And hello. The end. Lol. Gotcha. Yeah. So hello.
You're going to give them a shout out?
Welcome. I just have.
Oh,
They know who they are. And if they
you
don't,
remember their
if they,
Sorry,
it was Jill.
It was Jill, I think. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay,
Should have checked with my partner maybe before putting it on air. But yeah.
Jesse hasn't even drunk anything, and he's the drunkest of us all somehow.
I
Very
He had a
Fang of
glass.
you.
He had a glass.
had a glass, but that was a while ago. Anyway,
Roll the music. We resume at the top of the island. After a few tense moments between a few dragons, one being a literal dragon, the other one being Minh Fang's mother.
yikes.
I mean, she will,
It's fair,
she
yeah.
will mess you up. I feel Yanni has sort of gone up just to give a bit of space, and she comes back. She goes, "Those ships are closer." I'm like,
Yeah. Yanni, they're on the water.
yeah, but they're like really close.
They are coming here.
Yeah, what are we going to do about that? And I think your mother also says, we need to figure out a way to get this dragon gone. It can't stay here.
No, but he just set me on fire for trying to get him to move.
Yes, that's because it's a very injured dragon, and even though it's not bleeding anymore, it doesn't mean it's ready to go.
Okay, but... Well, I don't know what to do. Maybe we can hold them off or distract them or something long enough, but... I mean, if it's not fine now, it's not going to be fine in an hour. It's going to need to stay here for a time. We can't just get up and go.
Nuro, you have a way of connecting with things. Maybe you can try to talk to it, perhaps? Or Banji.
If you want to get an apology out of it, that would be nice too.
I mean, maybe it knows what it needs to get out of here.
Well, I could try. What do you think, Banji?
Look, as long as the dragon's here, I'm no leaving.
Oh.
I didn't want you to find out this way.
Yeah, Nuro definitely sees a shift in Banji's immediate kind of concerns.
Yeah.
And while there might be a little bit of a sting there in some sense,
You get the impression that he doesn't know where you are at all times anymore.
I can very clearly see that my friend is pretty focused on this dragon. I can definitely try to talk to it. I do have a way. Do you mind, Banji?
No, of course not. As long as you can get it to let us know how we can help him, then, I think that's okay.
Okay. Well, I can roll for my call from afar.
Truth be told, I would actually rather, as you're using your call from afar style move,
Yeah.
but we're going to do it a bit differently. I think we're going to roll assess the situation. So it's same vibe as you're reading people, reading things, and using brain powers, but different roll.
Okay. Well, where am I? I don't have my... Apologize.
How unprofessional,
So unprofessional.
says the rest of us who will do nothing but.
Well, I'd like to first approach the dragon, see how it reacts to me, have my hands out, and yeah, slowly make my way over. And I'm going to...
It sets you on fire. No. What's the roll?
It is a 8.
Okay. You can ask one.
Total or...
Assess the situation.
Creativity.
8.
Yep. You get to ask one question.
Okay. Listen, Mr. Dragon, we've really got to get you out of here right now. What do you need to get moving?
You say this very, very close to the dragon's face. And you see an eye open. And again, this eye is massive. And you've never been so close to something. And it peers at you
Nuro's awestruck, really.
And you know it's looking at you and almost through you. And it just slowly goes to sleep. It just closes the eye and begins to, again, it doesn't purr specifically, but it's like you can just feel it's trying to rest.
All right. I kind of, I just give it a gentle pat. And then I turn around to the others quite seriously. Listen, fellas, this dragon ain't going nowhere. It needs to rest. It needs time to heal.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I don't know why I said like. Yes, that's what I thought. Which is not good, because there's 2 Fire Nation vessels approaching. Mother? Maybe we should set up a beachhead or something?
Darling, you are the light of my life, but the beachhead is currently occupied by the Fire Nation already.
Yes, but didn't you just, like, wipe them out really easily?
I'm not a sandbender.
Oh. That's a good point. All right.
We currently have the high ground, and we can fortify the area. But in reality, we are just going to have to repel whatever they send at us until that dragon is better.
Listen, man, you're an earthbender, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Sorry, I'm still so used to pretending I'm not. Yes, I am.
I thought so. Okay. I think that we can do something together here. Water, earth, what do you think?
I suppose we could put up some canals to slow them down, trenches of water, filled with mud, obviously, because it gets stuck to them, then it gets harder to move. We could put up rock spikes on the other side to stop them from even wanting to get in there in the first place. They don't have anything other than firebenders, which is going to make it all harder anyway. Yeah, no, we can do some stuff.
Let's do some stuff.
Let's go.
Absolutely.
Min's running.
Okay.
I'm running. Bye, Mr. Dragon.
I like that the 2 of you run off, and Mensho just sort of looks at the 2 remaining in terms of Banji and Tomo and is like, would you like to join?
As long as I draw breath, no firebender apart from me is getting in this cave.
I'm not a bender, lady. But I will stay. I can stay in the shadows. That's where I am good at.
Okay. Your job is to make sure that no one gets past us.
Deal.
You have my word.
Excellent. And she walks her way up. And I think Yanni's like, I don't know what to do. Anyone?
Yanni, this might be a bit dangerous, but if you take the boat, get their attention, maybe you can draw one of the boats to follow you, at least for a while.
That sounds horrifying, but if you think that's the best option.
What do you think? Instead of 2 warships coming at us, it's one, at least one at a time, if Yanni can distract them for long enough.
I think Mensho says, I don't think that's going to work. In reality, they're going to see a glowing boat and not think that that's the grand treasure that's down here. They might, but it puts this singular person at great risk.
Tomo, I don't know if you've seen what a Fire Nation warship can do, but there's no way that wee powder boat can stand even a fraction of a second against a thing like that.
Yanni's like, I just realized I have something I've got to do, and starts slinking up the stairs. Like, maybe if they don't tell me to do anything, I won't have to.
Actually, Yanni, what do you have in your boat? Do you have anything that we can make decoys with? Perhaps objects that we can make to resemble figures, to make our numbers look like it's bigger than it is.
I mean, I can try and find something. Maybe. Is there any way to get down to the boat? And Mensho looks at her and says, I'll make you some stairs. And they leave together.
You know what? Maybe I should go with you and maybe rummage around and we could put together some sort of diversion.
I think Mensho says, no, you have a duty here. And they depart. Let's cut to Minh, FANG, and Nuro. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit more about this canal, this trap laying scheme that you've got going on.
Okay, so Minh gets down on the ground and like swipes the hand along the dirt and just earthbends it flat with like a swipe smack, and it just goes, and then he starts drawing in it, and he draws sort of like a semicircle and then a second semicircle with a bunch of like spiky bits on each side, like along the edge, and then like a big wall. He's like, right, so if we do these two big canal things here, if they get through one, they've got another one to get through. Okay, and while they're trying to get through the first one, Banji can be on the wall shooting down fire at them. I can be throwing stones. You can be whipping them with water or moving them around in the mud. Okay, that will slow them down. As soon as they see the first people go in to the first one, they'll stop. In the second one, we can get like Tomo to cover it in leaves and sticks and stuff, so they don't even know it's there. So they'll fall into that one. After they get out of the first one, they're too exhausted. They'll be like, oh, I'm a firebender. I don't want to go into more mud. There's nothing else here.
You know,
And
that
then-
sounds real familiar.
Yeah, little secret. It's Banji. But yeah, so they'll like fall into the first one. They'll hate it. They'll try and get out. They'll fall into the second one, and then there's no way they're going to go head first into a spike. Why would you do that? So they'd get back out. They'd run away like, oh no, I've been beaten. They'll hate it. It'll be great. And then we're just like clowning on them, throwing rocks at them. It's like, get out of here, bro. Go back to your bad ships.
It's amazing. It's now like we've got two Teds at the table. It's indistinguishable.
Good.
I'm ready, man. You tell me what I gotta do, and I'll do it.
All right. How much water can you carry at once? Bending styles, though. Remember when you're on the boat, you pulled up all that seaweed, right?
Yeah.
I think we need like that much water.
Yeah, I can do that. Seawater ain't no problem for me.
Great.
Cool.
All right, I'm going to go to just the edge of the tree line where they would be coming from, up the hill. And I'm going to start trying to earthbend these little canal things.
Okay. Now, I don't normally do this, but I think it's much more interesting. I'm going to roll for both of you.
Okay.
And I'm going to keep that secret to see how well your trap works. So, I feel that
Why don't you roll with our dice and we'll close our eyes and the boys will know, but we won't.
No, this is just for me.
Well, I'm not local.
Okay. In your case, Jesse, I'm rolling your trick. What's your
Wouldn't it
creativity?
be rely on skills and training
No, because you're trying to trick them.
by using my skills and training? My creativity is +1.
Okay.
That is I can't see the dice.
Correct. But I have it now written down.
Wonderful.
All right. Nuro, I'm going to roll for your rely on skills and training. I actually am getting all that's okay. It's symbolic. It's really
Give me my dice back.
okay. You can.
Thank you.
What is your focus?
-1.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Okay.
So is that roll for the entirety of the plan?
That roll is for these particular traps.
Okay.
Okay.
For your spiky chasm bits and for your muddy, like how much water you actively needed versus how much you got.
So do we still need to get the wall up, or is there? No,
There already is a wall at the very top.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just going to do... I would like to have a look around and see if there's any obvious weaknesses that I haven't really observed yet in the surrounds. Like, is there a massive tree but next to the wall? Is there a really easy way to get up the side of the cliff on one part? That sort of stuff.
There are some trees just sort of lining the side. There probably were a few more trees and probably even some degree of staircase or something leading up to this top section, but that's long since been gone with the repeat attacks and the constant earth bending and earth waves and gravel rollings and other bits and pieces that are, Mensho has been doing to try and...
Okay. And what about the cliffs and stuff?
the cliffs are pretty much unscalable. It would require someone to roll, 2d6 and score really, really well to actively get up there nice and easily. And they'd probably need to put tomfers on their rope to do it. So,
Yeah, okay.
So assuming that they don't have any d6 or tomfers or rope, you should be fine.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to do? I don't know. I think I might try and just make like a big boulder to like push down the hill at them at some point as well, and try and have it like precariously placed on the thing. But I imagine that would probably take a skill check because it's big and I haven't earthbended properly in a while.
I think that you look around and you look down at the bottom of the hill and there are already a few of them, like because your mother has done that tactic already.
Yeah, learn from the best.
So you probably can't get as big a boulder as you want because there's less earth currently floating about.
Yeah, there's no way I can go down there and get it. I'd be captured in seconds.
All right. I'm
just going to say, man, I need you to trust me right now. I'm going to go into that water and you got to let me.
The water in the trenches pits.
I'm going to go into the ocean water.
Oh, all right. All right. This is the problem with this statement. I need you to trust me. Because the issue is not that I don't trust you. It's that I think you will be captured by the Fire Nation.
They're not going to touch me in the water.
Okay.
Just to paint the scene.
Banji will murder me, though, if you don't come back. So please come back. Minh Fang is putting his bacon on the line for Nuro. Understood?
Nuro understands.
Because I'm going to get in trouble no matter what.
Nuro loves your bacon. Now, I gotta go.
All right. Be safe.
Be safe, man.
I will.
And Nuro goes into the ocean.
Okay, so when you say goes into the ocean, you've got two options. Leap off a cliff, which is surrounded by jagged rocks, or walk down the hill to where there is a Fire Nation army stationed.
I want to jump.
Oh, no.
It's a big jump.
Nuro, how are you getting down? I can, you know what? Tell me if I can, I'm going to tell you what I intend to do. You tell me, Ash. Minh stamps his right foot down and throws his hands forward in like a sort of like tunnel thing.
Creating a luge?
Creating a slide. So stamp, doosh, and tries to make a slide down the side.
Min's really making up for not earthbending for 10 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Earthbend everything.
Yeah.
This is more just Jesse being like, finally, I can do this. Everyone else has been having so much fun.
Rope anymore. I have to justify everything with rope. But yeah.
Yep, you have it.
roll?
You have it. No, you have a one-way ticket down. Do you want to take it?
Yeah, and I also just want to use my waterbending to kind of catch me, drag the water up and catch me, and yeah. Okay, I'll roll for it.
No. You could, like I said, it's. I'm quite happy for you to take this luge, and you're going to enter quickly, and you're going to be caught. It's the ability to get back up again.
Sorry, I mean off the side of the
Yep.
cliff, not down to where they are.
Yeah. No, I know.
Okay. Yep. Sorry.
But that's going to be pretty much 100-meter down luge, right?
Yeah,
so,
sure.
The angle that it will be at, it's going to be pretty hard to get back up.
That's okay. I'm not looking to get back up.
All right.
Oh, man.
Self-sacrifice. Let's go.
So stressful.
Okay. Yes, I think that we see. Hey, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Does Nuro make noises as they go down?
Nope.
Okay. This is wild concept. It's just like, here's this fun slide.
They're incredibly determined.
They are determined.
Yeah.
I'm into it. Let's flash back to Tomo and Banji. I think you can hear, you don't know what it is, but you can hear just, you know how earth bending's got that noise that it makes. You hear a lot of that. You hear preparations going, and you're getting the sense that time is passing.
Yeah. I just want to say as well that when Banji saw Nuro run off with Minh Fang, there was a pang of guilt and sadness of all right, got to let them go. Like,
I think we need to have a conversation.
did we not have the conversation
I don't know.
in character? Yeah, we
it?
kind of changed the wards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I thought we did. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm very.
Doesn't mean it's not sad.
Yeah, no,
It's so
it is
sad.
incredibly sad.
Breakups are hard.
Banji's actually going to try and guide and comfort the dragon, to try and connect with it. And I don't know how. Basically, would like to have a chance to describe the dragon more and perhaps name the dragon
Okay.
and guide and comfort them at the same time.
What does this look like, this guiding and comforting?
So that's a really good question. Maybe it's like a hug, just like a hug on their wound and like a stroking of their mane. And
Picturing Dr. Grant when he's like leaning against the
big giant triceratops.
and it just breathes and you're like, whoa.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so sweet.
and just sort of like cooing to it and being like, "Sorry, begin. You take all the time you need. Don't even worry about those nasty ships out there."
Is big in the name of the dragon?
Big yin. No, it's a Scottish term as well. So like wee one is a Scottish
Yeah,
term.
that's
Big yin. It
Big
just
yin.
means like the big one.
yeah.
The big yin.
Vegan.
Big yin.
Yeah, no, I picked up on that. It's more I'm comically asking if that's a name. All right. In that case, since this is now your ward,
Yes.
Ted, why don't you describe this dragon to me?
Yeah, so this dragon is a regular sized dragon, maybe a bit on the small side, but enough that it can comfortably fit some people should they choose to ride it. This is a dragon with blue scales and whitish blue mane and hair. Obviously, they now have quite a big scar on their side. And yeah, just like the kind of traditional dragon look with, actually I would like to have a broken horn. There's 2 horns, a broken horn.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be quite a distinct look for this dragon.
How long though? How long?
How long is the dragon?
Yeah. Is it like very long? Or is it-
Pretty long. I mean, it's hard to tell. Even Banji finds it hard to tell right now because the dragon is wrapped up.
Yeah.
But it does look like a decent sized large dragon.
Yeah, I view it as kind of coiled in on itself.
Yeah.
Like Shenron style when he comes
Yeah,
out. Like it's
exactly.
just curls everywhere.
Yeah.
Roll guide and comfort for me, please.
I shall. And my harmony is 0. So that's a 7.
7? Okay. So, with guide and comfort in this case, I feel that you're being close to it. Your just general presence. I picture firebenders as being like just generally warm people.
Yeah.
I know Jesse always refers to you as a spicy boy, but you're not being eaten. But I feel that you do. Your overall presence, like you warm your hand, as you stroke it, and you feel it. That purr increase. I got to find a better word for purr, but it's
rumble?
Rumble.
that rumble. Yeah, the dragon rumble.
Because I was thinking about like whether or not firebender can kind of coat their hand with fire and stroke, and whether a dragon would like that because they're of fire. But if you can, then yeah.
Yeah, no, I think it does. I think it's been down out of the sunlight for so long. It's been, trying to be healed by this water, so constantly doused and constantly things. This warming effect, you notice it have a visible. The rumble it increases. It's more voluminous. So absolutely, the dragon, it's visibly better. But the question you must answer honestly, what is the dragon's name?
This dragon is called Hikaru,
Hikaru.
which is in Japanese, it means radiance.
Right. Love
This
that.
is Hikaru the dragon.
Hikaru the dragon.
I was trying to come up with something like really witty, and everything I thought of just ruined how nice this moment is. And I feel I've already ruined everyone's moment today already.
I just had hickory dickory dock, but I wasn't even close.
Hikaru, Dikaru, Doc.
It means nothing.
It means nothing. Tomo, anything in particular?
Tomo would like to find the best ambush spot. So I don't know if that requires me to roll for assess the situation. Or...
You've got time. You know.
Yeah, great. Well, look, before I do, I want to let Banji finish his moment with Hikaru. And Tomo's going to stand up to him and, extend a hand. And you're not going to see me for a while. But rest assured, I'm here. I'll see you on the other side.
Thank you, Tomo. I appreciate it.
He takes the handshakes and then Tomo goes off into the shadows.
Great.
Nice.
Cool.
Great.
God, that's cool.
We cut back to the top. Anyone that's looking will see Yanni is sort of moving up and down and grabbing a few things and bringing a few things. And I was not quite sure what she's doing, but she seems to have developed some sort of plan overall. I feel that you look over, Minfeng's mother is just meditating in the middle of the grounds, and there are a few monks that have joined her, and she is just focusing, ready for what's to come.
Is there people on the walls?
They are not combatants, so no.
Okay. Is Banji staying with the dragon, isn't he?
Banji's staying with the dragon.
Okay.
One thing to note at about this time, the sun is beginning to set. The sunset is this brilliant orange hue right now, and both boats have arrived and have started unloading. We'll get to Nuro in a second.
Yeah, leave Nuro be for now.
Oh, okay.
Busy.
Oh, even better. So you see that they are making some sort of preparation down on the beach, but so far all quiet on the western front.
Okay. I am going to...
I'll give you this. One of the monks is like standing on the wall keeping watch, so you can move away, but again, not a combatant.
Yeah, I think I just want to meditate with Mother for a moment and just sort of take the time to refocus. Minh Fang hasn't properly earthbended, not only openly in a while, but properly, in a while. I think the spike that he put into that ship was probably the first time in, I'd say easily a couple of weeks. So he just wants to refine his sort of himself in this moment, and just wait for the monk to just be like, yo, they're coming, bruh, get up. Yeah, I'm just going to take a seat next to Meng Shou and meditate.
Okay. Anyone who's not currently active, which I think is everyone except for Nuro, recover 1 fatigue.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And we'll find out what Neuro's doing later. I'm excited and slightly scared.
I'm scared if Nuro doesn't come back and then I have to look at Banji. The moment he changes his ward, and it's like, Neuro's gone forever.
I shift my balance all the way to self-reliance.
I've allowed myself to kick your ass. You hear the fellow on the wall go to blow the horn, and he's like, well, it's just one person. There's one person approaching.
Minh will get up and go over.
I think that Mensho also does.
Yep.
And so she stands up and looks at you and goes forward and climbing up and just sort of moving past, because since it's only one person who is currently unimpeded, they're more than halfway up the hill. They're just sort of moving past the semi-traps that you've as they sort of get to the first one, they just go hop, and just sort of...
Oh, it's definitely close to the wall. It's not halfway up. It's right at the wall. It's to stop them scaling the wall.
Yeah, okay.
Or bring a lot of them coming in to just fire blast through it.
Yep. No, that's fine. In that case, that works even better, because I think that as they approach, I'll describe this person.
Sure.
This man is wearing what can only be described as the silkiest flowing robe that you've ever seen. It's... I say this while looking at Ted, who's decided to wear a dragon robe today, feeling silky and flowy. Back to the description. This silky flowing robe is probably the most, even for even for Minh, this is an expensive ensemble. And it, like, not even showing anything that might be underneath. They walk with an air of superiority that even the likes of you haven't seen. In all earthbender courts, in all noble families, this person is the most entitled that you've ever come across.
Sure.
They have a goose monkey, like one might wear a fox. They have a goose monkey draped over their neck. They seem to have stones of like magnificent grandeur of all colors on their hands, and they are approaching with this big billowing cape or cloak, without a care in the world.
I turn to my mother. Minh turns to his mother. He's like, I just want to see if you'll fall into the mud in all that pretty clothing. What do you think? Do you reckon he will?
She looks and goes,
He's not even looking where he's walking. Look at him.
let's let discretion be the better part of valor. She says, stop where you are. And just before he would step into the mud, he stops and looks up at the two of you and says, I am Lord Damo. I have come for what is rightfully mine.
Minh.
I have hunted beasts across the realms, and I want the dragon that you have.
You'll find no dragon here.
Oh, poppycock. We shot it weeks ago. We know where it's at. I thought I'd send a contingency because I thought it was already dead, but now I know you're just holding it. And I want it. I want to be called a dragon.
I think I just turned to... Minh just turns to his mother. Can I just... I don't even think I'll need rope or earthbending. Can I just go beat him up?
She looks at you and says, do you know how many people have looked at you and said, oh, he just swings a rope. Everything will probably be fine if I attack him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Plus, he has 3 armies waiting down there.
Down there? Yeah. He's come up here on his own.
That's a worry, son.
Why don't we just capture him? Without orders, the rest of them will just not be that cohesive, right? I mean, that's what you always said. You take out the head of the snake
bat.
You take the head out of the cobra. You take the head off the cobra fant, and then it doesn't know what to do with its body anymore.
Cobra fat being an elephant cobra?
Yeah.
That's a wild concept.
Yeah, but the cobra part is the elephant's ears. and they start really small, like cobra size, but then they grow to like elephant size, and they're like very serious threats. Yeah.
I've also taught you to assess your enemy, because if you go down there and they have a secret weapon hidden under that cloak, then you're in big trouble.
I am going to assess the situation with a +1 because my mother told me to.
Correct.
Is that a move? My mother told me to.
Do you want to take it, do you?
I have that?
It's creativity, isn't it?
No, Tomo would take because your mother told me to.
Is it creativity?
I will
think it is.
Double check.
Either way, it's a mixed success.
Creativity, a mixed success. Ask
Yes.
your one question.
My one question is going to be, what should I be on the lookout for?
Okay. As you pay closer attention, you sort of peer in based on your mother's recommendation that sometimes discretion is the better part of valor and always assess your enemy. And you realize that the goose monkey that's hanging around Lord Damo's neck
Is alive.
blinks.
Yeah, that son of a bitch.
That's terrifying.
We need to fight this monkey. We've already lost, guys.
I don't want to fight a goose monkey. They're whack.
I think
I think I turn to Meng Shou. Mother, the goose monkey's alive. It's an attack animal.
Yes.
Yep.
And he is not as big as that cloak would represent, which implies there might be more animals under there.
This man has an army of... Oh, I don't like that.
Lord Damo immediately says, "You have until the sun sets before the attack begins. You may step aside and all shall be spared except the dragon, which is mine. By right? By birthright?"
No, we'll see you at sundown. Have a good afternoon. Don't trip on the way down. Also, I can see your goose monkey. And the other one's under your cloak. You're not that very clever.
You see, like, look down. You could almost do, like, the speed with which he looks down. If your finger was, like, pointing at his chest, you could click his nose. Like, it's push. It's like, push.
Go back to the circus, you stupid man.
You should pay
You're ugly.
for this impunity.
Your dress doesn't match your shoes. And in fact, it's very out of style. That sort of thing was in maybe 2 seasons ago in the Fire Nation fashion ensemble gallery that went around in the out in the region for a while in the colonies. So you're 2 seasons behind, and you're stupid.
Numa, go. And the goose monkey that was around his neck leaps away at a speed that is simply frightening. Neck extend, beak out, and like the arm muscles bounce off the ground and just launch. And as it comes towards you, Minh Fang just freezes for a second until like a rock pillar just comes up and just cuts you off. And it's almost a comical like beak imprint into the rock. Nuro, return. We shall see you at sundown. You shall pay for your insolence.
Okay, ringleader circus man. I'm not afraid of you.
And he makes his way back down the hill.
Well, I think that went rather well.
Your mother just looks at you and it's like, people can't see I'm shaking my head. I was trying to make it audible.
No. I enraged him. And now we know those goose monkeys attack on command. And he can't give commands if he can't talk.
And how are you going to stop him from talking, dear?
With a stone to the mouth. Or the throat. Many things. Rope. I don't know. It's more information.
I like that you've taken what I've said and you've applied it. Wildly incorrectly, but it's a good first step. Well done.
Hey, these are the streets, mother. You don't know that. Like, it can't all be like organized warfare, Like, I've learned some things out in the world, I'll have you know.
How to diss the well-dressed nobility of the Fire
But let's be
Nation.
honest, he was 2 seasons behind.
Oh, he was. That was gaudy as could possibly be.
I thought they moved away from the silk, but apparently not. I don't know. I guess they just like the free-flowing thing.
I don't even know where one would acquire that much silk. It was...
No. And the gems, right?
I know, like...
Most of them look glass, but there were some real ones in there.
No,
they refract the light. You can just tell.
Look, I think that's probably more he didn't even know that he was buying a false one. He just saw it shiny and it's like, oh...
Yes.
We're getting off topic.
Do you reckon we could earthbender stones?
She puts some thought into it. While they're having a little bonding moment, Nuro, is it now time to go to you?
No.
What are you doing down there?
You'll see.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Under the sea. Under the sea.
I mean...
Would you like me to tell you all and you just cut it so you kind of know what?
No,
I need a surprise.
I'm...
Can I ask?
I have an idea.
Nuro is a contingency, okay?
Okay.
They're going to sink the island.
By comparison to a liability as usual, this is a...
They're very busy right now.
So Tomo, obviously he's just picking a spot, and so he doesn't need to stay where he is. Could he be there observing that interaction?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like the concept that Tomo is just wherever Tomo needs to be right now.
Great. Can I roll my I'm a people person on?
You certainly can.
He's good.
There we go.
This is... do you see, son?
usability
This
in the
hidden
game.
man in the shadows. That's how you observe.
I was facilitating this.
That is not as good as my usual. 9.
9. All right, mixed success. Give me your one question.
How is he vulnerable to me?
To you, specifically.
That's what it has to say, unfortunately.
No,
how are you vulnerable to me? That's the exact phrasing of it.
Yes.
Can I say how is he vulnerable? Or
No, because this is your people person. This is how can I exploit that? And the short answer is,
Yeah.
he is very focused. Like, you imagine if this man returns, he's got to be very focused on Minh Fang and does not know you're there.
Whoops.
Okay. Unless someone does something in particular.
How long before sunset?
Like
Very
now.
soon.
Now, so yeah.
Okay, imminent. Yep.
Imminent.
I want to do one more thing. I just want to bring up some like small like pillory things in the area in front. So like they have something to hide behind, but real like behind rocks and things. But ultimately, I just want to like, if they like get behind one, I just want to be like stamp, push it, and they just go flying all the way back down.
Look,
or something like that. If there's enough time.
I won't lie. One of the big moves that we see in Avatar repeatedly is like them pushing like rock walls. So I feel they're not going to fall for that one.
True, very
Like
true.
I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just letting you know that's
It'll be a bit obvious. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
No, in that case, I think I might just earthbend some like boulders up here to fire at them.
Some good attack rocks.
Yeah. Go pick some rocks, which I usually would enjoy, but I haven't done it in so long. So I'm like, oh, gotta go and find me some good rock time.
Because I am one for drama. Almost the moment the sun finishes setting, the largest volcano in the area, that's always smoldering, it's always got a bit of lava flowing through it, erupts in the most dramatic fashion, which serves as the beacon for them beginning their assault. As you see them remove, they almost pull back like the barracks flaps that they'd had down there, and you see many platoons of soldiers. They are sending a force. But directly in front of those soldiers, you see, the only way to describe it is think of like artillery, right? Like an artillery cannon. It's got that sort of shielded front and some sort of wheels or tracks. But instead of a cannon being at the front, as much as there is a hole that firebenders can shoot through, it's not like it's got ballistics or anything like that. It does have these massive claws that start climbing, almost like praying mantis claws, and they bang into the ground and pull up, and bang into the ground and pull up. And you see your mother say, well, my gravel trick's not going to work this time round. Matter of fact, most of the wave type attacks are just not going to knock them down with this.
Yes, but that brief moment where that claw thing is in the air, it's not touching anything.
There's always one in the ground.
two.
There's two.
Bugger.
So
I
yes.
did something there.
And it begins to make its way up slowly but threateningly.
Yeah. Should we send a boulder at it, see what it does?
Certainly. Roll push your luck.
Skills and training?
No, this one's push your luck, just to see what the boulder does.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, you can push the boulder, but it's
9. Mixed success.
okay. On a mixed success, it costs you something. I think what this does is that you realize that if you hit the same spoke a couple of times in a row, then you can really debilitate one of those clawing actions and you'll put one of them out of commission. But in order to do that, you realize you've got to send a few rocks down all at once. Mark 2 fatigue.
Okay. All right. So if I do this.
No, you've done it.
Oh,
You've pushed your luck. Like
We've gone. All right. We're going to see what it does. So we shoot all the rocks down, and that's a 2 fatigue.
Yeah, basically, like in quick succession, you go bang, 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 and one of them it's serving as a position that people, and by people I mean those troops, can sort of get behind. That's halfway up the hill or halfway-ish.
Yeah.
But it is not. It's not progressing any further. The other one still is though.
I am full fatigue.
You're full fatigue?
I'm full fatigue.
Already?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Fang's been running hot. Hey, we took out one of those claw machines, so that's okay.
Yeah, like that, and that's fine. There will be opportunities to regain fatigue.
I mean, I can just use if I need it back, I can evade and observe.
Okay. So I don't feel like I'm favouring Jesse at all. Is anybody else doing anything in particular?
So the soldiers are advancing.
Soldiers are advancing.
Yeah. The soldiers are advancing. Can Tomo look to see where Demo is?
You can't see them yet.
Can't see them yet.
It's currently dark. There's definitely enough light glowing from that now active volcano, but also it's a sea of red and black. Most of them are wearing some sort of armor. Demo appears to be not currently visible amongst the throng because it is a lot of troops.
Okay. I guess Banji's going to just try to position himself strategically between...
Tomo?
Banji, get up here!
Tomo's going to position himself strategically between, Minh Fang and, halfway between Minh Fang and his mom and the cave, I suppose, so I can go wherever, respond to wherever I'm needed.
Okay. I think what happens is as the remaining machine gets closer, you see there are a bunch of Fire Nation soldiers that begin to spurt out from either side of it and start launching some pretty severe fire attacks that are making it to the wall overall. It's not enough to break through the wall yet, but you realize that this attack is an absolute onslaught. We see these waves of troops, these platoons, begin to break, not formation, but break out from behind. And the very first thing your mother does is start launching attack after attack after attack in a way that you've seen her do before. Maybe not necessarily to this degree.
Not against like people.
Yeah, that's fair. Probably not against people, but
I've seen her do it in training, and it's quite like extreme because she would have been teaching me as a child. I've been like, oh, that's intense. But now, like seeing her going, like, sorry, it's like when like you realize that when Katara and Master Paku were fighting in the water tribe, that like he dodged an attack and then like her water thing like cut a thing in half, and you're like, oh, Katara's going for kill shots. Like that's every attack Mother's doing.
yeah.
I reckon Meng Shou is like all kill shot all the time, not here to mess around. And it's like, oh, like I think Minh Fang's just a little like, oh, we're like, this is war. Like he's like, I get it now.
I still don't think that she's like, I'm going to dial back slightly on kill shot,
Sure.
but she is definitely aiming to harm. If she's hitting someone, she doesn't want them to get back up. And I think that what she's using as her prime ammunition, as she's doing her bending forms, is the wall surrounding you, like just cubes of rock just launch out and will just smack someone in the head to the point that you see their helmets fly off. You've got to hit them with a lot of force, and they begin to slide down. Some of them probably even being trampled as people make it further up the hill.
I think I'm gonna start joining her. And like just really basic practicing my forms sort of stuff. Like I'm like, well, this is the quickest way to get back into it is just keep doing the same throw a rock over and over. So
You're probably moving at a space like for every one person you manage to knock down, she's taken out 5.
Yeah.
Like that's probably the speed with which she's working. And as you sort of are helping resist that initial load, you notice that a few people that are stepping over that first muddy bracket that you created, the first 2 that do it just launch a massive burst of flame into it, and it just kills it automatically. And they have a much more stable grounding to get through. Your spikes along the wall, though, have helped reduce the amount of people that can try and flank you from either side, and you can tell that they are breaking those bits of stone off, so they will like swamp you in that regard soon, but it has given you a bit of time that everything is all funneling through that middle section where you and your mother are standing.
yeah.
I think at some point you look over and you see she is beginning to sweat.
Yeah.
Like she is working very hard at this, and these troops don't look like they're slowing down just yet.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Just hearing the sounds of battle and not doing anything is making Banji very agitated, and he's just kind of pacing in the cave.
I think that on that, you see Hikaru extend a very, very large paw, claw, hand, however you want to describe it, and just rake you in, and it just holds you closer.
Cool. I mean, I'm not going to fight a dragon.
Yeah,
This thing is huge.
this is the equivalent of like when a dog that doesn't realize it's not a puppy anymore tries to sit on you. It's just like, no, you are. I'm holding you.
Okay. All right. Okay. This is happening. All right.
It's interesting. The claws on the hand like almost are the perfect shape to like just hold you. As like it feels like there's bars around your chin, like curved bars. You're like, these are sharper than I thought.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I won't go. It's okay. It's okay, Hikaru. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm still here.
The rumbling begins again. Just that little contender.
So they're coming around the flanks.
Currently, they're not.
Not yet.
But some of them you notice, at least on your side, some of them you notice are trying to break down the wall.
Okay. I don't think Tomo will do anything yet because there's a bunch of soldiers and Tomo's just Tomo at the moment.
Your mother looks like she's got something in mind, unless you want to do something first.
I know we're not technically in combat, but I'd like to try and use a fighting technique in this situation.
Yeah.
Minh has an ability, or the Foundling has a mastered ability called Feel the Flow. It's an evade and observe. You take pause to feel the flow of battle and study the way your opposition fights. You become favored. If they share a training with you, learn their principle. I don't share a training with them.
No, you don't.
If you know their principle, clear a fatigue. Again, I don't know their principle. So I think I just want to become favored by watching them and seeing exactly what they're trying to achieve.
Yep. Recover 1 fatigue because you stop and you take a breath as you see what's happening. And as you see your mother go, well, gonna have to do something. And she stomps her foot in that same wave technique that she has used before. Now, anyone that was sort of behind the two clawing machines are relatively safe. They've got grounding, but anyone that wasn't sort of begins to wash down the hill. And it's not quite as strong. You notice specifically, it's not nearly as strong as it was when she did it earlier today. Whether it's because the battleground is upset, whether because there's more bodies, you're not certain, or whether because she's too tired. But it just doesn't quite have the same reach. But the very next thing that happens is you hear a loud and Tomo, I think you see this. Actually, no, Minh will as well because he's assessing, like he's keeping an eye on the enemy. And one of the cannons on the ship has launched it directly at the beach. And the next thing you know, you're being pelted with sand. And this sand begins to layer, like it's a massive explosion. It begins to layer the upper levels of this hill. And from there, you begin to see the firebenders start blasting the ground. And the ground itself starts glittering. And you realize they've made better traction for themselves by creating these sort of glass pebbles with which to walk up, knowing that they can't have the earth shifted from underneath them again.
Nuro would like to do something.
I can't wait to hear what the kid has planned.
Yeah. So I guess it's been how long since Nuro jumped in?
A couple of hours.
Couple hours. Yeah. That is because with very, very few breaks to come up for air, they have been slowly gathering as much seaweed and kind of underwater life to create a swamp guardian suit for themselves. I'm going to be using Life Bender. I'm going to be using... Well, okay, so just to set the scene, they are so determined to protect this dragon and make sure that nothing happens to it. They are calling upon an act from legend. Mm-hmm. So this is echoes of legend that Nuro was tapping into. A long time ago in the swamp, there was a swamp guardian strong enough to make a swamp guardian suit with almost let's say small in the grand scheme of things, but a large portion of the swamp itself. This thing was massive. So, yes, with Echoes of Legend, treat it as if you've rolled a 10 plus. Nuro has effortlessly made this bigger than anything that they have made before in the swamp. Massive suit of seaweed and underwater growth, coral, whatever it is that's underneath there. They've spent hours building that up. All of a sudden, you just hear this howl and just this continuous wet, kind of like a drip of, almost like a waterfall almost, like this water and this just stomp, like making the earth almost kind of tremble. And I guess in the glow of the volcano, you just see this massive, terrifying seaweed monster, big enough to scoop the ship currently firing, and basically just throw it.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful.
What does that cost Nuro, though?
Shift your balance towards determination.
Thank you.
Specifically, it's shifted towards whatever makes the most sense.
Yes.
I like the fact that you waited and waited and waited.
Yeah.
But no, I think that this one is determination. I think that you have gone in with a goal, you've waited for your timing, and this is that timing.
Yeah.
I think that you absolutely do this. And the process is you just hurl one of these boats and it just lands so much further into the ocean, the wrong side around, and begins to sink almost immediately. The downside is, and as much as like you begin to start getting attention, so the cannon on one of the other ships turns and starts like attacking, which is fine because you're basically engaging in this ship, and like anyone that's attacking you from the beach that's still down there is beginning to go, but you have taken away their literal big guns.
Yes.
And yeah, Minh Fang sees this. I think that the Moncho.
By the spirit. That's big. That's big!
Yeah, I think that Mensho looks and she's like, you have some very interesting friends.
Yeah. Look, I didn't know he could do that though. That's amazing.
I see. Okay. Let's keep rolling. I said to the players at the start, I might have to stop and think about the actions that you take, and it'll take me a second just to think of a response. I'm going to need a good hot second after that one.
Yeah.
The progress of the army at the top isn't quite hindered by this seaweed monster. The ones down the bottom, a lot of them are turning around to try and fight back very ineffectually. I feel that the amount of just organic matter.
Yeah, organic matter and water.
And water that you've, it is creating a near impenetrable barrier.
Yeah.
It's definitely keeping you occupied, but it means that, there is at least a third of this entire platoon that is just now focused on you, which limits the amount of numbers that are coming up the hill. That being said, the ones that were sort of around the outside, nowhere near the middle and where the two earthbenders are fighting from, they begin to crumble through the walls. Tomo, that puts them directly in your path, or at least one lot through.
Yeah, can I pick out one, assess where there is one or two that I could confidently handle by myself?
I definitely feel that you could, but if you wanted to do it super silently, here's the deal I'll give you. You could definitely pick off one or two, but if 5 or 6 come through, what's your plan from there?
If 5 or 6 come through, I'm probably going to run, tactically withdraw. But yeah, if enough that I can handle, because I would like, if possible, take out one and try to grab their uniform.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Oh.
I feel that one just runs past a column that you've got, and it just in that action movie style, all you see is the arms reach out from like nowhere, and you just go whoop.
You
And
see the tings of the tompers.
and in an imperceptible I would never steal
my line.
Yeah, I'd never steal Banji's move. But in an amount of time not befitting a man of Tomo's size, you emerge wearing this Fire Nation armor.
Yep. How far away? So if they're at me now, at where I am now, like how long before they get to the caves? Probably nothing between them and the caves now.
The good news you notice is they don't know where they're going now that they're here. They begin to sort of look into the pagodas and see what are they looking for, where are they, and there's definitely a few monks that are like sitting and trying to appear peaceful, and they're coming in and just almost in a bully fashion will just walk up, find someone, and just sort of punch them in the face and knock them down.
What, so the monks are doing the punch?
No.
It's the Fire Nation.
The monks are sort of sitting, being like, "Oh, we're not really a threat." It's like, yeah, pop.
You know what?
They're bullies. They're big old fascist bullies.
Tomo in uniform is going to attempt to waylay them.
Okay.
So Jesse gets to do a combat move. Can I do my lure?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine.
So the idea is I'm gonna. What, guys? This is serious. Come on.
Yeah, the way you just baited,
The look,
the way you baited us into look at you,
You were
and then you
just-
just went wham and hit us with the double fists.
Do you think that the audience knows when we just start either laughing or groaning what's coming?
Yeah, absolutely.
by this point, yes.
Okay.
One of them's a 6. I know that much.
The other one's a 5.
Okay.
So 13. I want to like yell out. Comrades, at the bottom of the cliffs, I see a cave entrance. So I'm trying to direct them on the other side of the island, like away.
Nice. I think a few of them just straight up fall for it. They're like, "Oh, down this slide," and a lot of them just like launch down this luge, and then they get like, I'm gonna say about 10 came through in this particular rush, and 6 or 7 of them, one you've already taken out, sort of goes, There's not down here. And the last guy who's about to launch himself down sort of goes, huh? And turns around and just like all he sees is a metal tonfa and his head and just boom.
Yep. And then just like,
Hold on, I can do this. No, hold on, I can do better.
Surely it's like a no.
We can do better Foley.
oh,
there it is.
There we go.
There we are.
Yep. And I sent him down the.
Oh no. All right, so that breach is taken over for now. That gives everyone just a little bit of a breather. Currently, there's no artillery coming from the bottom. The troops that were sort of pushed down a little bit are making their way up slowly but surely, thanks to that glass gravel that they've created. The clawing machines one of them is no longer functioning. The other one is sort of positioned where it's at as a small area of respite so no one can get rocks thrown at them. Minfang was resting and recovered that fatigue. And I think that your mother's doing a similar thing. Like, the attacks have slowed down.
Yeah.
But
I think I know what I'm going to do.
okay.
Minfang is going to sort of like pull out his rope and not necessarily like bundle it up, but sort of like fold it in half long ways with the rock knots on one end, and sort of like spin it in the air, sort of like cowboy-esque, and then like launch it. And as it's like launched, stamp a foot down and get the rocks to sort of go either side and like stretch out into a big long line and wrap up into the mechanism of the other mantis claw thing while it's stationary.
I think that is absolutely brilliant. You don't even have to roll for that. The cost for this is for the rest of the scene you don't have your rope. But it
My safety rope.
all I have left is my safety string. You wrap up this mantis and you realize that it was sort of getting to the point that that first not chasm, that first sort of trench. Thank you. The first trench that you made, it was sort of there, and if it got that, it meant that the flood of people coming from one side would have been near unstoppable. You just wouldn't have physically been able to repel them, which means that now they've got a patch of open space where your mother, for example, can actively have a few shots at them, which is working really, really well. I'm going to flash down to Nuro for a second. Mm-hmm. You are swamped. But is there anything that you feel that you could do or that you could try and push? Now, I'm happy if you want to maintain the status quo and keep them all focused on you. There's no cost for that. But if you want to try and do something more, there'll be a roll which could go good or bad. I'm happy to leave it open to you.
Yeah, I guess I did imagine you were trying to put their focus wherever they felt like they were needed most. So obviously when the ship started firing, that was their first immediate, and then they were keeping people preoccupied.
In the background, we definitely see the ship, just the stern end is just going up and it's just slowly sinking down.
I just want to say as well, painting the picture of this creature, it's quite horrifying, honestly. There is a glow coming from within its face almost, and between the seaweed and everything, it's quite menacing face and gaping mouth, and
backlit by a lava volcano.
Yeah, so I just wanted to paint that picture a little bit more of how horrifying this
it's amazing.
Is.
Someone who may or may not have already been mentioned in this podcast may draw fan art about it. Or they may be outraged because I got you, Damien. I got you.
Oh, Damien's Damo.
Yeah.
You didn't notice when the goose monkey was draped around his neck? The commander of the goose monkeys? The army of goose monkeys? Who that could possibly be? The one person that keeps painting my greatest failure of life? The fact that I said GM and my own players said goose monkey. And now I am forever branded as the goose monkey.
You're the Grand Master. We had a competition and everything.
We did have a competition and everything, so no one's ever going to call me the goose monkey again.
No.
Gum.
Yeah, you get both.
That's the new name. Ash, sorry. Yeah, I've been smashed through one ship. I imagine that up until this point, I've just been using my really long, wet arms to kind of just on people, just dousing their fire. And
yeah. I kind of like the idea that some of it has also gone into the other cannon, so it can't possibly launch again.
Mm-hmm, yeah, I've tried to disable the other ship cannon as well. If Nuro can feel like they've done enough down on this beachfront, yes, they will try and help.
Like I said, the moment that you stop focusing on the people down here, it adds reinforcements to the people further up.
Yeah. No, I don't want to add reinforcements to the people. I want to try and keep their attention as much as I can.
Yep. No, you're pretty much anyone watching.
Yep.
I think you hear Yanni or someone is just like, woo!
Yeah. Yeah. So in whatever capacity that is, I don't know. I just imagine just long sweeping seaweed arms and just consistently trying to just drench this army in water, and maybe on the move as well. Maybe cause some damage.
Yeah. No, you're causing damage.
Doing
like I said,
things,
you've taken out literally a third of their forces, one ship, and a third of the troops that are they're
fabulous.
This is the most wonderful thing that I could have never actually imagined happening. I players at home, I came up with a lot of contingencies they're going to try and create trenches and they're going to do this and do that. I did not expect a giant seaweed monster to attack my boats, which is fine.
Yes.
I think that with a brief break in the action fighting people, I think that Mensho looks at you, Minh Fang, and sort of smiles, and you get the feeling that there is just a sense of proudness about her.
Pride, even.
No, proudness.
Okay.
But it's not quite full-fledged pride. You don't deserve that.
Okay.
And it's definitely not because I stuffed up the word. No, this sense of pride, this smile, as she sort of looks at either the warrior you've become or the warrior you could be, you don't know. And as she smiles, you begin to smile back as a goose monkey comes hurtling towards her face. And in the same way that it was wrapped pleasantly around Lord Damo's neck, it wraps around her head. Feathers, arms, beaks, claws, rocks from her own arm are flying everywhere. And she is completely taken by surprise. And as she staggers back, trying to pull this thing away from her face, Tomo, you see her walk past and trip, and she flies head first down the luge and down the mountainside. Lord Damo looks at you and says, "Mort! Attack!"
The Book of War is Lucas Lee as Tomo, Georgie Hazel as Nuro, Ted Darling as Banji, myself, Jesse Thomas as Minh FANG, and Ash Cooper as the Grand Master. Our theme song and outro, The Book of War, remains, and the Banji and the Dragon theme are by Matt Harrison, and additional sound effects and music are from zapsplat.com, except for the dragon purring sound. That's actually my roommate's cat, Finway, so he gets a credit. Hello, Finway. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of them. Just look for the Book of War podcast. Here at the Book of War, we are affiliated with Arkenforge. Arkenforge is an immersive in-person tool that combines everything you need to play in your in-person tabletop role-playing games into one convenient software. You can build maps, play music, add sound effects, and manage campaigns, and use the native multi-screen support to provide a player map with Fog of War on a TV or projector. There is a free trial as well. If you want to do a 28-day free trial before buying it, they do free trials, so go ahead and have a look. You can use our affiliate code, The Book of War, all one word, for $5 off at the checkout. And you can use that with the fantasy or the sci-fi essential packs. The next episode will be out on May the 27th, and we will see you then.
I mean, you can cut it out. You can.
That's fine.
No, I want to say it.
Okay, go.
Roll the
Roll the music.
You find yourself in a cave and there's a dragon. I'm a goose.
I'm a silly, silly goose monkey.
No, go on. You can do it.
No.
Jesse, play the music, please. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I was telling myself, yeah, I was responding.
Oh, thanks, Jesse. Back to you, Jesse. Yeah, this is Jesse in the recording booth. Over to you, Jesse, in the studio.
I'm going to have to... We can't keep riffing like this.
Roll the music.
You little shit. Just leave it, could you? This is the end of the episode, I guess.
Do we want to pause it for a second and just take a deep breath?
No, we got to keep going. We got to go with this energy. It's fine. It won't disappear.